I chose deforestation because it is a problem that is taking away the planet's forests at an alarming rate. I am interested in this topic because 30% of the land on Earth is covered with forests, and we are currently cutting most of that down. What is the local scope? About one-third of Missouri is covered in forest land. Missouri's forests are growing at a rate of 267 million cubic feet each year, while only 140.5 million cubic feet are being harvested. What is the global scope? Forests currently cover 30% of the world's land. From 1990 to 2016, the world lost 502,000 square miles. The Earth loses 18.7 million acres of forest per day. One half of the world's tropical forests have been cleared. In 2016, the Earth had purportedly lost 73.4 million acres. Deforestation is a source of non-point source pollution. Road construction and road use are primary sources of non-point source pollution on forested lands. This can affect the quality of surrounding bodies of water. Deforestation may be caused by farming or logging for materials and development. They cut down trees to use the land for other purposes. Common methods to remove the trees include burning them or clear cutting. The loss of trees may cause climate change, desertification, soil erosion, fewer crops, and flooding. By 2015, the world's forested area that had already been cleared was almost equivalent to South Africa. Without further action, the world could lose another 170 million hectares of forest over the next 2 decades. Although rates have dropped since 1990, we still continue to lose 18.7 million acres per year. The graph shown here demonstrates just how much we lose each year. From 1990 to 2010, the world lost 135 million hectares. South America was the country that had lost the most amount of forest in these years. Effects on biodiversity of animals. 80% of Earth's land-based species live in forests. Deforestation of tropical forests is especially a problem because they had a lot of Earth's biodiversity. Deforestation destroys animals' habitats. Loss of habitat can lead to species extinction, which can decrease biodiversity. Effects on biodiversity of plants. Tropical rainforests are the most endangered ecosystems. By separating areas of rainforest, you interfere with the plant's reproduction. Deforestation removes canopy trees, which provide smaller trees and plants with shade, support, or moisture. This will eventually lead to those plants dying off. Deforestation effects on humans. People around the world rely on forests for food, shelter, clothing, fresh water, fuel security, and traditional medicine. 300 million people primarily live in forests, and taking those away takes away their homes. Without food, we cannot survive. Without trees, O2 will lack supply. CO2 and greenhouse gases will increase, promoting various diseases. Deforestation causes a multitude of problems affecting all areas of life. Effects on biogeochemical cycles. Deforestation majorly disrupts the water and carbon cycles. Trees and other plants take in water from the ground and release it into the atmosphere through transpiration. When we level off trees, we risk drying up land that depends on these trees to give them rain. It could end up drying out the Nile and fields from Argentina to the Midwestern United States. Plants take in carbon from the air to perform photosynthesis. By significantly reducing the amount of trees on Earth, it increases the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere, causing an increase in the temperature. What is presently being done? People are replanting after logging, recycling paper or other products. Several organizations are working toward making deforestation illegal. Reddit offers rewards to countries that reduce deforestation rates, while the Lacey Act closes market for illegally sourced wood. China replanted 5.9 million hectares in 2009, however, that is just less than one-third of what is being lost each year. And these efforts just aren't lowering the deforestation rates fast enough. A solution for this problem could be introducing a new law that states each country may only cut down a certain amount of trees, and if that country goes over that limit, they will have to pay a fee. Then each country will also need to plant a portion of the amount of trees they cut down that year. This decreases the amount being harvested while also increasing the amount being planted each year. Positives. If the limit is set at the right amount, it can reduce the rate of deforestation by half. and increase the amount being planted. Including a penalty for when this is not followed keeps the other countries in checks. Negatives. There would need to be someone to make sure that the other countries follow the rules, and deforestation rates may not be reduced fast enough. There would also need to be a way to monitor how much is being harvested and planted each year, and it might be hard getting everybody on the same page. Limits of this plan would be that there would need to be a group to enforce the rules, and this might seem hard to include all the countries. Also, with a growing population, we constantly need more space. It might also cost more for countries because they will need to replant and can't cut down as much, and this might affect their willingness to join. It will probably take a lot of time to get an organization together and get all the countries on board. The action plan. First, there would need to be an organization introduced with representatives from each country to enforce this law put in place. Second, you need to determine the limit for each country. All countries shouldn't have the same limit because they are different sizes. For instance, a country as small as Monaco, which is only 2 square kilometers, should receive a smaller limit than Russia, which is 17.1 million square kilometers. Third, there would also need to be a set number in place for the percent of trees that would be replanted and the price of going over the set limit for each country. Finally, a way to monitor the progress of each country's harvesting and planting rates would need to be established.